Jai Hind dosto. This is Ananya, your master teacher at Vedantu for Social Science. How are you all? I hope you guys are taking very good care of yourself. So guys, let's continue with our story. Now you will be like, sir, we already completed the chapter of Indian War of Independence and today we are going to start with a new chapter. Guys, it might be a new chapter for you and according to our textbook, it is a new chapter. But for me, it's a story. As I told you guys, Indian War of Independence is a story which started from year 1757 and it is going to end in 1947. Alright, so guys, if you remember, in my previous videos, I completed the part of 1857, how the war started 1857, which were the different reasons of the war of 1857. Like if you remember the political causes, the military causes, the socio-economic causes, religious causes, there were many reasons for the war of 1857. And one major reason, the main reason behind which the war started was due to that immediate cause. If you guys remember that cartridge which was introduced by the Britishers, that cartridge was covered with the greased paper which was made up of the cows of the fat of cows and pig. From where this uprising started and this war of 1857 started. Like if you remember the death of Mangal Pandey, the spreading of this news like a wildfire in different parts of India, the uprising started. So guys, what was the outcome of that war of 1857? Guys, the outcome was like, did we got independence in 1857? No, we got independence in 1947. So after this event, it took nearly 90 years for India to get independent. But so can we say this entire event of 1857 was a failure? Yes guys, from Britishers' point of view, we can say that it was a failure, but I believe that we won guys. It was a small win. How? First of all, guys, Britishers had developed a fear that if once again Indians comes together, they can do an uprising, and this time it will be very, very difficult to suppress Indians. So they had developed a fear. Okay, like Indians can anytime come together and they can fight for their freedom. They can fight against Britishers. So they had developed this fear. So what they did? Simple guys, they ended the East India Company rule in India. So East India Company was ruling in India since 1757. So almost 100 years they ruled India. Alright, so guys, what happened after this? Guys, let me tell you what are we going to do in this particular session. In this session, I am going to tell you the growth of nationalism. So after 1857, there was a sense of nationalism which started within the Indians, and that was basically nationalism. That was a feeling to fight against the Britishers, okay, and to overthrow the Britishers from India, to overthrow the British rule from India. And this sense of feeling of coming together, we can come together, we will plan against the Britishers, we will fight against the Britishers, and we will overthrow their rule from India. This entire feeling was known as nationalism. So guys, how this nationalism process started and how it went, that is what we are going to understand in this video, and in the coming sessions I am going to tell you the growth of nationalism. Alright, so guys, this is how we need to listen to all these stories. But guys, before I move ahead, let me tell you the homework questions which I gave you. And guys, as I told you last time, I want everybody to respond me in the comment section. Guys, there are very little students who give me the response in the comment section, okay? But the question was, what was the ratio of Europeans to Indian troops was 1:2 in Bengal army. So the ratio of European to Indian troops was 1:2 in Bengal army. So this was true. 1 European and 2 Indians. The second question was, indigo peasants of Bihar revolted in which year? So that was between 1866 and 1868. So that is the last option. And guys, Siddhi, you are just amazing. You gave the right answer. You gave the fastest choice answer in the comment section. And I really appreciate such kind of behavior. That's amazing, guys. I want everyone to respond me in the comment section. Alright? Chalo, great. Now guys, as I told you in this particular video, I'm going to tell you the factors which led to the growth of nationalism. How the process of nationalism started. So basically we are dealing with the story after 1857. 1857 the first war of independence was ended. Okay, the positive outcome was like Indians realized that why unity is important, and if we got united, if we are united, we can overthrow the Britishers from India, guys. And this feeling was known as nationalism. All right. So guys, what is basically nationalism? I will tell you the entire definition also, but yeah, I know you got the explanation of what is nationalism. But let me tell you guys from where Indians got inspiration of this nationalism. Guys, there was a source of this nationalism, and that was France. Guys, if you are aware, there is a country in Europe, that is France, and a revolution took place in France back in 1789. Let me write it down on the screen. Guys, there was a revolution which happened in France back in 1789. Okay, French Revolution was between 1789 to 1799 for almost 10 years. Guys, do you know what was the outcome of this revolution which took place in France? It ended the monarchy in France. At that time, the king of France was Louis XVI. He was the king of France back in 1789. So guys, what people did? People came together, they revolted against the king, and after this revolution which lasted for 10 years, monarchy was ended in France forever. Guys, what is monarchy? The rule of king was ended forever. So guys, this French Revolution was a source of inspiration for Indians. Now you will be like, sir, how it is connected with India? Guys, very simple. People coming together, fighting for their rights, revolting against the king, doing an uprising, and getting success out of it. So if someone can do in France, why can't we? If they can do this revolution, why can't we? Such kind of inspiration India got from French Revolution. I hope you guys are getting it. So we can say that French Revolution was one of the source of inspiration for Indians to do an uprising against the Britishers. All right. And guys, there were some other reasons as well. Like French Revolution was one of the reasons. Some socio-religious movements were going on in India, political awareness, then formation of the very first political party in India, that is Indian National Congress. Okay, in one of the session I asked you about when Indian National Congress was formed. Guys, Indian National Congress was formed in year 1885. And let me tell you, that was the first ever revolution, that was the first ever political party which was established in India. All right, so this is how the revolution started. This is how the nationalism process started in India. And in 1947, India got independence. All right. So guys, before we move ahead, first we need to understand about what is the meaning of nationalism. I already told you guys what is nationalism. It is a process wherein people start believing that people come together. Okay, first of all, let me read out the entire statement of what is nationalism. Then I will explain this definition in a very simple way. All right. So what is nationalism? It refers to the feeling of oneness. It refers to the feeling of oneness. Like you and me, we are same. We are Indians. So it's a feeling of oneness and common consciousness that emerge when people living in a common territory share the same historical, political, and cultural background. Guys, what is common between you and me? We are Indians. And can you say this is what is binding us together? I hope you guys are understanding. So guys, this is what is nationalism, a feeling of oneness. We share common historical background. We share common cultural background. We share common political background. Simple as that. We are living in the same country, India. Are you guys understanding? So what is nationalism, guys? Let me make it simple. It is a process in which people come together, they form groups, and they do an uprising against the government to overthrow their rule from a particular religion, from a particular region. That is what is nationalism. All right, so in India also, guys, same thing happened. And as I told you, one of the source of inspiration for the nationalism was France. Okay, over there, people coming together, forming groups, fighting against the king and getting success. So this is what we did in India also. And this is what is known as nationalism. All right, cool. Now guys, back back then guys, India had never been one nation guys. If you remember, India was not a one nation. India had never been one nation. Let me show you one map of India. If you look at the map of India, you will find India was divided into various kingdoms. Look at the south, Vijayanagar kingdom. Take a look towards Karnataka and Maharashtra, Bahamani kingdom. Then in the central part of India, there were different kingdoms altogether. So we can say that India was not one nation. India had never been one nation. India was divided into various kingdoms. But people had loyalty towards a king or a kingdom. But guys, people were loyal towards their kingdom, okay, towards the king. Guys, Indians resisted against Britishers, but the movement were localized and for their self-interest. If you remember, why the 1857 war was a failure? Guys, the major reason behind Indian War of 1857 was a failure because it was localized. Guys, what is the meaning of localized? Everywhere in India, people were fighting against the Britishers, but that was localized. People were not united, and this was the main cause for the failure of 1857. And after the war of 1857, we realized why unity was important. Because when we are united, we can fight against the Britishers. Alright. So guys, this feeling of oneness emerged during the British rule. So when Britishers came into India, they exploited India guys. Like they exploited every segment of India. Like if you remember, peasants were exploited, artisans were exploited, princes were exploited, common people were exploited, peasants were exploited, tribes were exploited. Means every segment of the Indian society was exploited by Britishers. Okay? From then we realized that we have to form unity and to fight against Britishers. Simple as that guys. So this feeling of oneness, this nationalism feeling emerged during the times of Britishers. Alright. So guys, before we move ahead with the actual reasons about how this nationalism process started, let me tell you guys about our pro subscription. First of all guys, if you are liking this video, do not forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to our channel. It is absolutely free. Now, guys, if I ask you, are you guys able to understand everything? You might be like, yes sir, we are able to understand everything or most of the things. So if I insist you to join Vedantu, to enroll to our pro subscription plan, why would you? So let me tell you guys why you should join Vedantu. Now guys, I am giving you one feature. I am giving you one promise. Not guys Ananya Sir, but Vedantu is giving you one promise. And this is such promise which you will be never getting from any of the offline institute. You will never get from any of the online institute. What is that promise? Let me tell you. Guys, first of all, I tell you about the promise. Let me tell you about the features in Vedantu. If you enroll to our paid subscription, what are its features? First of all, here you will find unlimited live classes. You can attend unlimited live classes. I'm not talking about recorded. You can attend unlimited live classes with all the high-level quizzes. While doing so, you actually compete with the students throughout the world. Because students in Vedantu guys are not only from India, not only from different states of India, but they come from different countries as well. So just look at your competition. Not only this guys, interactive replays. If you miss out the session due to any reason, like due to poor connectivity or due to some family functions, if you miss out the session, you can watch the replays. And guys, these are interactive replays. Now, what are interactive replays? You can participate in the live quizzes. Yes. So it's like a live session. You can participate in the quizzes as well, and you can find your name on leaderboard also. So those are interactive replays. You can also download the notes given by the master teachers. So all the handwritten notes, all the slides you can download which are actually made by your master teachers. So the problem of notes is also solved. Great. Guys, class doubt solving. In class doubt solving, are you guys able to ask me doubts over here? No. But over there, you guys can ask doubts during the live session. And 100% of your doubts are taken during the session. Regularly tests are taken, assignments are given to you. Not only this, you have an access to micro courses and crash courses. Guys, there are students who actually pay for these micro courses and crash courses, but if you take our long-term batches, these micro courses and crash courses are going to be absolutely free for you, and you can attend unlimited of these micro courses and crash courses. So you can just imagine, guys, you are attending more and more number of classes with lesser the price. So how to enroll to these sessions? It is very simple. The link is there in the description box, and it is also pinned in the comment section. You will find the very first comment, or in the description box our link. You just have to click on that link. You will be redirected to our website. And guys, there are different plans. Choose any of the plan. Apply my coupon code as ADPRO. You will get additional 10% discount. Flat 10% discount. Yes. So the code is ADPRO. Guys, these are our plans. Guys, one of the best part about these plans is like these plans are also available for 1 month trial. So you can try it for a month, get the subscription. I always suggest the students to try it for a month at least, because once you try it for a month, you will come to know the advantages of Vedantu, the features of Vedantu. And let me guarantee you guys, later on you guys are going to continue with our subscription. That is my guarantee. Okay. So guys, all these plans are available in 1 month also. Like whatever benefits I said you now, all those benefits are available in this Pro Lite subscription, which is also available in 1 month. And look at the price of 1 month. It is 3,100. When you apply my coupon code as ADPRO, the price will come down to 2,790. Same goes for Pro Classic and Pro Plus subscription plan also, guys. What is Pro Classic subscription? Guys, you will get access of Doubts app. Now, what is Doubts app? Let's take an example. Agar after the session you came across any questions. Yeah, if let's take an example, before the session you have any question, so you can ask your doubts over there also. So guys, there are many such plans. Every plan is available for 1 month, and in every plan you can apply my coupon code as ADPRO. Guess what? I believe that the price which you guys are going to give to Vedantu actually becomes zero. You will be like, sir, we have paid, so how you are telling that it is zero? It is very simple, yeah. When you have an access to unlimited micro courses, so when you divide your fees with unlimited number of lectures, simple as that, the price will come down to zero. Exactly, guys. So what promise we are giving you, what promise Vedantu is giving you, let me tell you. And this promise you will never get in any of the online or offline institute. Whereas the promise says, if you feel there has been no progress as per your expectations, guys, understand this part. If there has been no progress as per your expectations, we will return your fees back. And that is the promise Vedantu is giving you. Guys, you will never get such kind of promise from any of the institute other than Vedantu. This is my guarantee. So guys, it's very simple. We are just expecting a very small commitment from your end. You have to attend minimum 75% of the classes. Matlab, kam se kam attendance hona chahiye 75%, and the assignments which are given to you, minimum 75% of the assigned test should be completed. If you guys give us such commitment, a very small commitment, then we promise you. In case the performance is not as per your expectations, we will return your fees back. No questions asked. Simple. So guys, what are you waiting for? The sessions are already started, okay? And it is going to start like from 12th of June. The batches are going to start from, so make sure that you join it ASAP, okay? And enroll to our batches. That's it. The link is there in the description box. All right? Chalo, great. Okay guys, continue karte hain with our story. Now guys, I will tell you how the nationalism process started. There were many reasons behind the growth of nationalism. So let's understand those various reasons. First of all, I will be telling you about the economic exploitation. Now, bacho, you guys are already aware that India was economically exploited up to a great extent. Every segment of Indian society was exploited. Be it peasants, be it common people, or be it anyone, guys. Everyone was economically exploited in some or the other sense. Like how they were exploited, let's see one by one. Sabse pehle, guys, I'm going to tell you about peasants. Guys, due to new land revenue policies, okay, let me write down the short form. New land revenue policy, okay. Guys, due to new land revenue policy, what peasants were supposed to do? Peasants were supposed to pay taxes in the form of cash. instead of grains. Now let me tell you the situation of peasants before the Britishers. Guys, when Britishers were not there in India, peasants used to pay taxes, but that was in the form of grains, not in the form of cash. Secondly, due to any natural calamity, if peasants were unable to pay the taxes, those taxes were exempted, those taxes were waived off. उनसे पैसे नहीं लिए जाते थे. But after the Britishers came into India during the colonial period, they came up with a new set of policies, and this new set of policy was known as New Land Revenue Policy. Now Britishers were supposed to pay taxes in the form of cash instead of grains. Second, and a date was decided. If the peasants are unable to pay taxes on that specific date, the land will be confiscated. So what peasants did, to pay the taxes on time, they started taking loan from money lenders. Okay, so they took loan from money lenders and they started paying taxes. Now guys, if peasants were taking money or loan from money lenders, peasants have to repay that money also. Now in that case, these peasants were stuck. Peasants were unable to pay the loan also, repay the loan also, and as well as the further taxes which are going to come up. So in short, the land was either confiscated by the money lender or it was taken by the government. This is how they were economically exploited. Second, artisans and craftsmen lost their job, they lost their livelihood. How? Yes, India became an important colony to export raw material. Yes, from India, the export of raw material started, okay, at a very cheaper rate. And at the same time, India became a market of imported goods. So now goods started importing in India from England, and those were machine-made goods, because of which it devoid the source of livelihood for the artisans and craftsmen. They became jobless. They became poor. Next, working class. Guys, the working class was very less. Now, industrialization was on its way. If you guys remember industrialization, the growth of industries. Now, guys, these industries were owned by Englishmen. Englishmen were the owner of these industries, and Indians were working in these industries, and the working class was exploited up to a great extent. Taxes were more, they were paid less, wages were less, salary was less. On the other hand, the working hours were more. Take sometimes 10 hours, 12 hours, sometimes 15 hours also. They were living in a very filthy condition. So condition of workers was also decreasing, was also miserable. Next, educated Indians, guys. Now, educated Indians had only one option: government jobs. So only employment for Indians was government services, and here also the promotion for Indian employees was very difficult. The higher posts were given to Englishmen, and Indians getting promoted to higher post was like a dream. It was very, very difficult. So guys, in every sense we can say that Indians were exploited, and that too economically. Guys, I hope you are understanding the story. Yes, if yes, do not forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to our channel, and make sure that you guys are also sharing the video with your friends. Alright, chalo, great. Now guys, repressive colonial policies. Now guys, Britishers introduced many policies in India. Those policies never benefited Indians directly. Let me tell you about those policies. First of all, guys, at that time the Viceroy of India was Lord Lytton. Let me show you his photograph. He was Lord Lytton. Guys, between 1876 and 1880, he came up with many policies, and those policies basically never, directly affected Indians in a positive way. Okay, let's see which were the policies which was introduced by Lord Lytton between 1876 to 1880. First, guys, Delhi Darbar. What happened, guys, in 1877 when Queen Victoria was declaring herself as the Empress of India? So Delhi Darbar was set over there in 1877, and you will not believe, guys, lakhs and lakhs of rupees was spent. But at the same time, India was facing the problem of famine. What is famine? Extreme shortage of food is known as famine. Government was least interested in solving the problem of famine, but they were interested in to spend lakhs and lakhs of rupees in this Delhi Darbar, which was conducted in 1877. Next, Vernacular Press Act of 1878. Now, what was Vernacular Press Act? Let's understand. First of all, guys, understand the meaning of what is vernacular. Guys, vernacular language means the regional language. Like if I tell you Marathi is a regional language of Maharashtra, okay? Tamil is a regional language of Tamil Nadu, and there are many regional languages. What government did, Vernacular Press Act through 1878, what they did after this, through this Vernacular Press Act, the newspapers which were published in vernacular language, those newspapers cannot publish anything which is against the Britishers. Yes, Vernacular Press Act was not implemented on English newspaper. It was implemented on regional newspapers. Look at this. Vernacular papers were prohibited to publish anything which creates dissatisfaction against the British government. So the languages, the newspapers which are published in any other language other than English, those newspapers cannot publish anything against the Britishers. Yes. Guys, it was repelled by Lord Ripon in 1882. Guys, Lord Ripon went against this idea. Okay, so you can say that he was against the Vernacular Press Act of 1878. Next, Indian Arms Act of 1878. Let's see what Indian Arms Act of 1878 has to say. Not applicable to Britishers. Guys, nothing was applicable to Britishers. Everything was only applicable to Indians. It was criminal offense to carry arms without license. So Indians cannot carry arms without license. If found so, they were severely punished. It was a criminal act. The same act was not applicable on Britishers. Civil services. Now guys, maximum age of civil service was reduced from 21 to 19 years of age, which became difficult for the Indians to participate or to be a part of the civil services because the age was reduced to 19 years, and it was purposely done by Britishers. Next, import duties were increased. Now guys, what are import duties? The taxes which are imposed on the things coming from other countries. Okay, so let's take an example. If England made goods or Britishers made goods coming from England to India, okay, those import duties now were charged less. So import duties on British textiles was removed, which harmed Indian industries, because of which their products became cheap in India and people started purchasing British made goods as compared to instead of Indian made goods, because of which it was harming the Indian industries. Yes, this is what we call it as economic exploitation, one form of economic exploitation. Now guys, Ilbert Bill. Let's see what was Ilbert Bill. Guys, in 1883, Sir C.P. Ilbert, he was the one to prepare this bill. Let's see what this Ilbert Bill has to say. Trial of Britishers by Indian judges meant to establish equality. Now guys, understand the term trial. Trial means when a judge listens to the evidences and gives his judgment. So when the judge is listening to the evidences and giving the judgment, okay, if the person is guilty or not, so that is known as trial. So trial of the Britishers will be done by Indian judges. So can you say that was a great idea given by Ilbert Bill? Exactly. So he was doing so to have equality. But British government went against this bill. Guys, a defense association was formed to counter this bill. So Britishers had established a defense association to counter this bill, to go against this bill. What Indians did? Definitely guys, Indians agitated against this defense association, but eventually what was the outcome? You guys are very well aware. Eventually the bill was withdrawn. It was not applicable. It was cancelled. It was removed. From this, Indians became sure that there is going to be a racial discrimination. Guys, what is racial discrimination? In my previous video, I already said you about racial discrimination. When someone is discriminated on the basis of color or ethnic group, that is skin color or ethnic group, that is what is known as racial discrimination. And Indians were sure that this is what is racial discrimination. So guys, this was Ilbert Bill's No need to learn this, by the way. All right. Third, socio-religious reform movements. Okay, so if you guys remember, one of the reason behind the growth of nationalism other than French Revolution was socio-religious reform movement. Reform is to change. Take some changes. Now, what socio-religious reform movement gave rise to the growth of nationalism? By the way, guys, some policies of Britishers did benefited Indians. Let's understand how. Guys, what was the impact of Western education? If you guys remember, initially we took Western education in a negative sense. Why? We had developed a notion that Western education is purposely introduced in India to avoid Oriental learning and to convert Indians like Hindus and Muslims into Christians. But later on we realized the positive outcome of this Western education. Let's see how. First of all, we became more rational in nature. Do you know what is the meaning of rational? When any belief has a scientific explanation. Like, let's take an example. I cannot cut my hairs on Saturday. That is a belief. Why I cannot cut my hairs on Saturday? I do not have any reason for this. So guys, this is what is known as a wrong belief. ठीक है, सही belief नहीं है. I do not have any scientific explanation of that. Okay, so guys, first of all, that was just an example. Okay, I hope you guys are able to understand such kind of beliefs we have in Indian society. Okay, and all over the world. But guys, due to the introduction of Western education, we became more rational in our thoughts. Our every belief now was connected to scientific explanation. Amazing part. Humanitarian, scientific approach to life, that is known as rational view. Educated Indians realized the need to reform their religion and society. Guys, the people who got Western education, they realized that the customs, the traditions which we are following, there were few customs and traditions which were inhuman in nature. If you remember Sati, then Indians realized we have to end such kind of systems. Okay? So we accepted the path of progress. What was the outcome of the social sphere? Abolition of Sati. Caste system was abolished. Child marriage was abolished. Dowry system was abolished. Parda system, we went against Parda system. Sati system was abolished. Infanticide. Guys, do you know what is infanticide? Killing a baby girl in the womb of a mother. That is infanticide. Feticide. Okay, that is feticide. Female infanticide is killing of a baby girl in the womb of a mother. Infanticide, once the baby is born, and if Indians used to realize that, okay, baby girl is born, so they used to kill the baby girl. That is infanticide. That was wrong, guys. So guys, after this Western education, we realized that all these things, due to all these things in India, we are backward in nature, right? So we realized and we implemented that we have to end all these things. So can we say, my dear students, that Western education had a positive impact also? Yes. So what was the outcome of this religious sphere? As I told you, all these systems were abolished. Okay, there were many people who tried their level best to end all these systems like such as Sati system, caste system, Parda system, and they started spreading their views that how all these things are giving rise to backwardness of the Indian society. Why Indian society was backward and why Britishers were able to take undue advantage of the situation due to all these traditions in India we had. So we wanted to reform, we wanted a change, and that was done by the educated Indians who got who got Western education. Like guys, for example, Raja Ram Mohan. Let's understand, guys, what was the contribution given by Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Let's understand about him. Guys, he was a great social and religious reformer back in 19th century. He fought against religious and social evils in Bengal. If you guys remember, all these were social and religious evils. Sati system, Parda system, caste system, child marriage, everything was a social evil, and he fought against all these things in Bengal province. What was his approach? He stressed stressed on the unity of all religion. He was of the view that every religion is equal and we should equally treat everyone, which will bring unity. Guys, he studied Sanskrit, Hindu philosophy, Quran, Persian, Arabic literature, Western thoughts, Bible, and many such books. So you guys can just imagine how knowledgeable this person was. Amazing, right? Guys, in 1909, he wrote a book, Gift to Monotheist and Persian. Guys, what is monotheist? Monotheist is basically believing in one God. Okay. In 1814, he started Atmiya Sabha and started struggle against worship of idols. Guys, he was against the worship of idols. ठीक है? Murti, idols in Hindi we call it as Murti, and meaningless rituals. So guys, those sati system, caste system, parda system, according to him, that was meaningless. Simple guys, because he was of the view that due to all these things, due to all these rituals, we are backward in nature and Britishers are taking undue advantage of Indians. So he was against all these rituals. In 1828, he founded Brahmo Samaj. He believed in worship of one God. Simple as that. That is monotheist. Guys, so he emphasized on prayer, meditation, charity, morality, and unity between men and all religions and creeds. So guys, he was of a simple view that all those evil customs should be ended and we should follow the path of equality. We should respect all the religion. And once we start following everything which was said by Raja Ram Mohan Roy, let me tell you guys, there will be a huge change. That was his belief, and he was trying to spread all these things in the Bengal province. And inspired from him, many people followed the path of Raja Ram Mohan Roy and they started spreading the ideas of Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Great thing guys. So this was one of the way for the growth of nationalism in India. Okay, people coming together, making plans against the Britishers, fighting for the freedom and getting independence in 1947. So guys, there was a contribution by many people. All right. Next, Jyotiba Fuller. Let's understand guys who was Jyotiba Fuller. Guys, he was an urban educated member of a lower caste. He was from a lower caste. He worked for the upliftment of women. What is something of upliftment? Upliftment means improving the condition. The condition of women was miserable in India. I hope you guys are aware about this. If you guys, I just said you about female infanticide, female feticide. That was not done by a boy or the baby boy or to the men. So the condition of women was miserable. So he tried his level best to uplift the condition of women. Guys, considered women superior to men. He was considering women superior to men and wanted to provide education to women also. So he supported the cause of women's education, which was not supported by the society back then. In 1851, started one of the first girls' school in Pune. So this is what you guys can remember, the contribution done by these people and how it contributed into the nationalism process. In 1854, he established school for untouchables. Dalits were known as untouchables, and started a private orphanage for widows. Okay. Guys, what is orphanage? Whose parents are not there. Okay, so he also started a private orphanage for widows. He was a pioneer. Pioneer means the first person pioneered the widow remarriages in Maharashtra. So he was the person to support the cause of widow remarriages in Maharashtra. Guys, he also wrote many books. Through those books, the books which he published, he started spreading his ideas. Because at that time, there was no social media. So they used to publish books and they used to spread their ideas in such a way. So guys, the books which was written by him was Ghulam Giri. Described the hardship and the distress felt by the lower caste. So guys, through this book of Ghulam Giri, he was trying to tell the ideas of the ill treatment given to the lower caste people. Guys, what Indians were doing, let me tell you, this ill treatment to the lower caste was not done by Britishers. They were taking undue advantage of this situation. They took full advantage of this situation. We Indians were doing this sort of inequality. And guys, all these people were trying to form equality because who was taking the advantage of all this situation? Britishers. Guys, in 1873, he founded Satyashodhak Samaj. What was the aim? To secure social justice for the weaker section, for the workers. So guys, if I tell you the work done by all these people, guys, everyone contributed in some or the other way in the process of nationalism. Guys, many a times we miss out many names. Guys, but there were many people who contributed in the struggle of Indian War of Independence, Indian freedom struggle. Many people contributed in this struggle, guys. So it's a beautiful story, guys. I will never say you that like we are starting with a new chapter, but guys, for me it's a story, and this story will continue till 1947. For you it might be a chapter, but for me it's a story, guys, and I hope you guys are enjoying this story. If yes, guys, do let me know in the comment section if you guys are having a great time with me learning this story or listening to all these stories. Now guys, what is the role of press? What is press? Media. All right. Guys, later half of the 19th century, by the way guys, okay, I hope you guys are aware about what is 19th century. So the later half of the 19th century, large number of newspapers were started. Many newspapers started after 19th century, and those newspapers started spreading the ideas of nationalism. Like important newspapers were Amrit Bazar Patrika, the Bengali, the Tribune, the Pioneer, the Times of India, the Hindu, so on and so forth. Many newspapers started in India, and many newspapers were in vernacular languages, the regional languages which people can understand. Many other newspapers and magazines were published in the vernacular language, as I already told you. Message of patriotism and modern liberal ideas of liberty, equality, home rule, all these ideas were spread through those newspapers and magazines. So this is how maximum people should participate in this nationalism process. So guys, as I told you, at that time there was no social media, like there was no WhatsApp, Snapchat, Instagram, Telegram, YouTube, through which they used to spread their ideas. But this was the way people used to spread their ideas. This was the media they had. This was the source they had to spread their ideas. Okay, these are the different newspapers which started back in second half of 19th century. What was the role of press? Guys, they carried daily criticism of the unjust policies of the British government and exposed the true nature, true face of the British rule in India. So those media, that newspaper, that magazine was spreading the idea of Britishers, the actual face. They were showing the real face of Britishers. Guys, purposely we were not criticizing Britishers, but we were showing the actual face of the Britishers. Why it was important to show the real face? When someone is aware about the reality, then only people can participate in that particular cause. And the real face of Britishers was they were cruel in nature, and that is what some of our reformers wanted to spread this idea. Exchange of views among different social groups from different parts of the country. With the help of this press, people living in different parts of the country, far away, they started communicating with each other. Ideas started spreading, brought awareness and helped people to understand political and social development of the outside world. So we started spreading our ideas. Okay, what is the condition of India? How we have to fight against the Britishers, what is important to overthrow the Britishers from India. So with the help of press, with the help of media, we started spreading such ideas. So guys, this is how we come to an end of today's story. So guys, what we saw in today's story, guys, first of all, I told you guys the background, how the story started from 1757 till 1857. I told you guys the rule of East India Company in India. Then the first war of independence, what was the outcome. Then I told you guys the factors which led to the growth of nationalism, those economic factors, those new policies which were started by the Britishers, socio-religious reforms which we did, and the role of the media. So guys, that is what we completed in today's session. I hope guys you understood each and everything. If yes guys, please do not forget to hit the like button, and also let me know in the comment section, are you guys enjoying the lecture? Are you guys able to understand everything? Okay, do let me know, guys. All right, chalo guys, it's a homework question and I want everybody to give me the response in the comment section. Okay, chalo. The very first question for the day, Satya Shodhak Samaj was formed by option A, Raja Ram Mohan Roy, option B, Jyotiba Fuller, option C, Swami Vivekanand, or is it option D, Swami Dayanand Saraswati? Second one, Indian Arms Act was introduced in which year? Option A, 1875, option B, 1876, option C, 1877, or is it option D, 1878? Third question, Grand Delhi Darbar was organized in 1877. By whom? Option A, Lord Ripon. Option B, Lord Lytton. Option C, Sir Ilbert. Option D, Lord Macaulay. That's it, guys. So these are the three questions. These are the three homework questions for you guys. Make sure that you guys are giving me the answers in the comment section. And guys, if you have any queries, do let me know in the comment section so that I can help you with all your queries in my next session. Thank you so much, guys. Do not forget to hit the like button, subscribe our channel, and also, if possible, do enroll to Vedantu, guys. Okay, use my coupon code as ADPRO to get extra discount. Thank you so much, guys, for attending my session. I'll see you guys in my next video. Till then, take very good care of yourself. Bye bye. Take care.